Good morning, YouTube. It's Diana. Today, I cleaned my face. Put clothes on today. No, today is Wonderful Wednesday, and I thought I'd get nice and pretty. My hair, basic ponytail. Got me a nice little shirt on, a beautiful little skirt. So today, I have one of my my dear friend. Her sweet son saw my video yesterday, and he asked for me to do a lesson with you. Now, mind you, I do homeschool my kids, but I am a preschool teacher in everything that I do for my kids. Well, one of them. My other one is 7. She's in 1st grade, so she's not in preschool, obviously. But my 3-year-old, we do tracing her name. Sometimes we trace the alphabet and numbers and shapes. Some of you preschool teachers out there are like, she's only 3. Why is she writing already? Why aren't you teaching her about shapes and colors and blah, blah. Okay. With the genius 7-year-old that I have, she's the one that actually already teaches her sister this already. And you good? Hold on. Say what's up, Leisha.
Hello.
Talk to him, Leisha. You still talk to him? Tell him about what you're going to do today.
We're gonna do my work, which is my homework packet, my other daily Common Core review. That's all I can remember.
All right. Sorry about that. I had to handle. No, I didn't. I have to handle my beautiful, in her first debut on here, Miss Ava Lee. Excuse my mess back there. Say hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Ava.
All right. So, I'm going to take you on my journey on what I do for my 3-year-old first. And then we're going to do long and short vowels with my 1st grader. She's going to help me with that, and I'll tell you a story after I'm done. So I'm going to angle this camera down so you can see the tabletop and what I'm working with. So just hang in there with me.
That's perfect.
Oh, this may not work. I might like it. All right. So for Ava, this is what I always do when we get started to work with her. We're going to do her name, which is, I use a yellow highlighter, which allows her to see her name. And then she does very well at tracing. She does very well at tracing, and she likes to trace. She is a fast learner for being 3. She'll be 4 this year in October, but I write her name. I give her 4 or 5 times on the paper, and then I always do her numbers. We do 1 through 10. She knows some of her numbers, so I don't always, we don't always go over the numbers, but she knows some of the numbers. I want her to get familiarized with what each number looks like, and then we'll jump back. I usually like to, she can count. She can count 1 through 10. So now we're showing her the numbers, and then we'll go over each number. We sing songs throughout the day and everything. So I do 1 through 10 here, and then I just added, this is maybe the second week or the second day sorry, this is not the second day. I've been adding shapes. The basic shapes that I think are basic is the rectangle, the circle, the square, triangle, and star. And I do these shapes and I have her trace them. Again, I'm the kind of person that I want you to learn how to write those shapes. We talk about those shapes. And yesterday was the first day that I added a video about the square and the triangle. If you go on YouTube and look for a shape video, you can have a shape of the week and do videos on just the shape. So like a triangle. Yesterday it was about a triangle, finding other shapes, getting from one side of the mountain to the other with the shapes. Excuse my daughter being rude back there. So this is what I do for Ava. She will write her name, she will write her numbers, and she will write her shapes. Where is your sister's pencil?
She had it over.
You have your pencil?
I have mine.
Okay. There she goes. So I gave that to her. And then now for my 7-year-old's work. And this is for my baby boy, Richie. Richie Salgado. He wanted me to do a lesson on here. This is just something because she works on it on Lexia. And they do the short and long vowels. Let me show you so you can see it right side up. So you see the short, what is it?
Short vowel and long
sort the long and sort the long and short vowel. Okay, so we're gonna do this together. May I have your pencil, please?
Yeah. Let me get my erasing one. Hold on.
Okay, so we're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna go over each word. Let me show you the words. We have, I know it's backwards you seeing it, but it's like plant and face and hand, gate, that kind of thing. So we start with our long vowel. A long vowel. What I learned. Let me share a story with you before we get started. So you did that on purpose, honey. Can you please stop? Thank you. Okay. So if you don't know me, I mean, a lot of you don't know me, but for those who do know me, let me get her started and then I'll tell you my story. She is getting her work done. She just finished some breakfast and we're going to jump right into her writing. Yesterday you had no and math, so today you will have...
Show him.
Ava, again, you're doing that on purpose. Stop, babe.
Go.
Baby, come on now. Look at what you've done. I apologize. Okay. All right. So today she's going to do a packet. It's a math packet as well as a word packet. She is going to do the word more, write out some math, just some simple stuff. So she's going to do that while I talk to you and her not being rude. I need her to sit in her chair because she likes to stand up. So sit down, please. Full body in your chair, my dear. All right.
Mommy can't do it.
I need a pencil.
Check my toolbox.
Ava, write your name. Right here, honey. Write your name. Trace your name. All right. So let me share a story with you. I have a learning disability. I found out I had a learning disability when I was a freshman in high school. Or excuse me, a freshman in college. And I started school, and one of my teachers noticed that my writing never made sense. It was it was hard for me. And My entire life, from the time I started school, I struggled. It was really, really hard. I didn't, we had some great teachers, but back when I started school in the 90s, in the 90s, I think it was maybe the early 90s, I was in elementary school. And we had a system back then that I could care less if you passed school or not. So it doesn't really matter. So I was just pushed along and I still struggled. And it was just so hard. I wanted to give up, but I really liked being in school. I had one teacher, my maybe third or fourth grade teacher. She saw something in me. She said, no, you're not going to give up. You're not going to allow your struggle to be what? No, you don't. I'm using yellow. So there's 9 other colors in the box. You don't need something that I'm using.
Mom.
You're fine. You're fine. You need to finish writing your name. She said, you're not going to allow that to determine how you're going to learn. I always say, you know, and I'm hard on myself. I get that from my dad. I'm very hard on myself. Failing used to be not an option. It was not an option. But when I failed, I found ways to help me go back and try again. And I kid you not, when I was in college, finally in college, they tested me and they said I had severe learning disability, where you see the words correctly on the page. I, on the other hand, they are all over the page. Like I said when I told you in yesterday's video, I'm ADD. Everything is all over the place. I'm bipolar. My mind is everywhere. I'm always thinking ahead. I'm always on the move. My mind is always running, always racing. So when I got the testing and they said they diagnosed me with a learning disability, it all made sense. Everything from why I struggled so hard in high school, why I struggled so hard. I don't remember middle school. I remember elementary because I had great teachers. I remember my kindergarten teacher because it was fun. So that's that. In college, with the resources they provided, and I always say this, listen. You're struggling. You're having a hard time. You're seeing you can't pass tests. I have anxiety with every test. I have a test coming up next week that I have to do.
Mommy,
but praise God.
Help.
Praise God that it's online. Whoops. Hold on one second. She needs help with the star. Shall we go up, straight line, down, straight line, up, down, over. There you go. Now do the other shapes. And remember, you can't be doing a circle right here. You got to follow the straight lines, okay? All right, where was I? So, I always say, just because you can do it. You can do it. Just stay straight. Follow the line. Just because you have a disability, just because things are hard for you, you need to say something. You need to say, okay, I'm having a hard time. What resources are available for me? What can I do to help myself? They offered me somebody to take notes in the class. They offered me a recording for the class. I had everything. I had a book cover that had different colors on it. There was so many great resources. I had tutoring, everything. So at the end of the day, good job, baby. Good job, babies. You did really good. Are we going to, you're going to do that too. Give me a second. So you want to read your book? You go get a book and look at the pictures and the shapes and colors? Yeah? Okay. So back what I was saying. So I said, this is hard. This is really hard to figure out. I have my resources and I'm able to have the help. No, not those, baby, the smaller books. I have all this help. it's not helping. I'm still failing classes. I'm still failing tests. I'm still having a hard time. And I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of struggling. What can I do to do better? So I said, what am I going to use that's going to help me out of school? I worked in a company where they allowed me to have
I want baby.
to give me the here, you look at the pictures and you tell me about the pictures. You read what it says.
A first grade.
So we had
A first grade class voted.
all right. So I can't sit here and talk to you about it while they're talking. You say it, baby. Just talk about it. Mommy's doing this real quick, okay? You do it. Tell me what it is.
Button.
Okay, and then tell me the color.
Bunny.
What color?
White.
Okay, sorry. So we had
Purple.
what was I saying? Oh. So I had to figure out ways to help me learn. Help me help myself, because I'm not going to always have a teacher or a counselor holding my hand. I'm a grown woman. I have to do this. So like I was saying, I had to figure out ways to make this work. I had a job at the school that did a training on customer service on our phone systems as well as in person, one-on-one. When you're talking to somebody, you need to look them in their eyes. That's just basic common sense. That's what your mother should teach. When somebody's talking to you, you don't speak. You allow them to talk and you look at them. You listen to them. We talked about how you answer the phone. Like when I answer the phone, my husband, he always laughs at me because my voice changes. I'm all, hello, thank you for calling Diana Bryce. How may I help you? Plain, simple, kind, nice. It's a welcoming conversation. Also, what else? I did that training. I keep that training in my mind all the time. Customer service is really important. Okay, baby. That's not how we ask for milk, but you have to hold on, okay? Okay, finish reading your book, please. So customer service is important all the time, no matter what. I worked in retail for about 6 years. I was, I had a lot of life training to help me through this. When I was in college, I took a English class because I struggle in English. I struggle in vocabulary. I took this class. It was poetry. What is it called? It's for my degree. It's English 1A and English 1B. And I think one of them is poetry. English 1A is poetry, and then English 1B is mythology, I think. Don't quote me on that. But I was in there, and I love poetry. I love to hear stories about somebody talking about love. Somebody just, it's really beautiful. So I wrote poetry for a while. And then, what else? The teacher in there, I love her to pieces. I think even today, we're friends on Facebook, and I tell her all the time, I was like, what you did for me changed my life. Because she helped me see the story. I mean, I read the story, and I'll read it again, and I'll stop, and I'll talk about it to myself. I'm doing all this processing, something I learned when they tested me for disability. So I'll talk about it, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so pretty. I can see the story in my mind. And when I read now, I do the same thing. That is a train. I do the same thing now. When I read, Alicia, please do your work. When I read now, I do the same thing. Ava, please don't. It just comes to life. I make it real in my mind. That's something I learned. Also, all of that being said, all of my rambling being said, I had a teacher who just loved me and who just helped me see reading in another light. It's a struggle for me. It's hard for me.
I do this?
And
are you done with the yellow?
no, babe. No. Okay, sorry. My rambling and talking about my disability. So back to my daughter. Us doing my daughter's work. So hang in there with me. All right. So for this one, we're going to do long vowels and short vowels. I showed you the words. So we have plant. So what I look for is the vowel in here, which is A in plant, and that is a short vowel. And then we have face. Oops, I don't know. Face. So what I learned recently, when you could tell it's a long vowel, is if it has the silent E at the end, and it says the name of the other vowel. So face is a long vowel. And then hand would be a short vowel. And then gate would be a long vowel. So when you're teaching your kids about long and short vowels, that's something you look for. My daughter did Lexia yesterday, and I said, look for that. Remember that when you see a vowel here and a vowel at the end, or this silent E, tricky E, this
crazy
E, whatever E at the end, and you see a vowel here, remember that E tells you the name or what the letter of this vowel is. So that's how you know it's a long vowel. When it just has one vowel, it's a short vowel. Does that make sense? So if you're at home with your kid and he's like, Ava, just wait a minute, please. When you're at home with your kid and you are trying to figure out how to do this, I think I skipped one. No, I didn't skip one. You could just throw out words like slap. That's a short vowel. You have
make.
That's a long vowel. Cake. Again, make, it has the A. The E gives the A's name. So make, and a silent E.
And cake.
And cake is the same. So that's one thing when you're... Hold on, Ava. That's one thing you have to look for when you're doing that. It's simple. Again, this video was for my sweet boy, Richie Salgado. I hope you like it. I hope it helps and gives you something different. I know you're in 4th grade and this is 1st grade work, but sometimes we need a reminder. And I appreciate you watching my video yesterday and giving that suggestion. So I did it for you. I love you guys, and we're going to end the video here today. We have to go up to my kids, not my kids' school, but to the high school and pick up some stuff. But you guys have a blessed day. Enjoy your quarantine with your kids and pray that you don't pull your hair out. All right, you guys. All right, you guys. We will chat with you tomorrow. And this is day 8 of homeschooling / quarantine / living the life like you used to back in my time. God bless. Alicia wanted to say goodbye.
Bye.
Ava wants to say goodbye.
Bye.
And you guys have a blessed Wednesday.